Then, as commanded by the king, the dead tiger was taken in procession through the town and buried. Now, one of the hunters killed the tiger, and they didn't disclose it to the king because they thought that he would get very angry and would punish them. So they did what the king had commanded to them. So they brought the tiger to the town with all pomp and show, and and buried it, and a tomb was erected over it, just because the king wanted to edify the spectators, or to show them off that how he had fulfilled his vow he had made to himself, and how he proved the astrologer wrong, or how he overpowered his destiny. So he erected, a tomb was erected over the grave of the tiger. A few days later, the Maharaja's son's third birthday was celebrated. Until then, the Maharaja had given his entire mind over to tiger hunting. He was earlier busy in tiger hunting. He had not given any time to his family. He had had no time to spare for the crown prince because he was busy in tiger hunting. But now the king turned his attention to the child. Now he was totally free, so he turned his attention to the child. He wished to give him some special gift on his birthday. He went to the shopping center in Pratibandhapuram and searched every shop, but couldn't find anything suitable. Finally, he spotted a wooden tiger in a toy shop and decided it was the perfect gift, because that fancied him, because he was always worrying about tigers. So maybe that was one of the reason, and he was very happy that he had overpowered his cause of death. He has changed the course of his destiny. So maybe because of that wooden tiger, he got fascinated by the wooden tiger, and he decided to buy it. The wooden tiger cost only 2 annas and a quarter. But the shopkeeper knew that if he quoted such a low price to the Maharaja, he would be punished under the rules of the emergency. Now everybody knew about the Maharaja's volatile temperament and his eccentricity. He could punish anyone, anywhere, for any reason, under any rule. So, fearing that, the shopkeeper thought of not quoting the actual price, which was very low. And he said, "Your Majesty, this is an extremely rare example of craftsmanship." So he told him that it has been beautifully made, a bargain at 300 rupees. So he quoted quite a high price for the toy. "Very good. Let this be your offering to the crown prince on his birthday," said the king, and took it away with him. He said, "All right, then it, could be the contribution from your side to the crown prince," and he took it away with him. On that day, father and son played with that tiny little wooden tiger, been carved by an unskilled carpenter. Its surface was rough. Tiny slivers of wood stood up like the quills all over it. It was not a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. It was actually carved by an unskilled carpenter. So the surface was very rough, and tiny slivers of wood, like splinters, like needles, were there all over the surface of the toy. One of those slivers pierced the Maharaja's right hand when he was playing with his son. So one of the slivers pierced the Maharaja's right hand. He pulled it out with his left hand and continued to play with the prince. The next day, infection flared in the Maharaja's right hand. In 4 days, it developed into suppurating sore, which spread all over the arm. Suppurating means, sore means wound. So the wound started discharging pus. It started decaying. So it became very infectious and a serious condition. 3 famous surgeons were brought in from Madras. After holding a consultation, after they discussed among themselves, they decided to operate. The operation took place. The 3 surgeons who performed it came out of the theatre and said, "Operation Theatre," and they announced the operation was successful. The Maharaja is dead. Now see, in these 2 lines, the author has brought irony. On one hand, they are saying the operation was successful, but on one hand, operation was successful. On the other hand, they are saying that Maharaja is dead. So it is just opposite to each other. Ironical. In this manner, the 100th tiger took its final revenge upon the Tiger King. So what we can conclude from this chapter is, with the help of satire and irony, the author has given a message to the mankind that how certain follies of humans have caused so much of destruction to the ecosystem and the basic fabric of life on which all the creatures of the nature depend. And for that, one has to pay a heavy price one day, maybe in the form of one's own death. So if destruction of nature goes on incessantly like this, then destruction of mankind is inevitable.